on that topic, buy my course. I'm gonna leave a link in the bio. Tap in.
Buy everything. We all got some
financial illiteracy.
Oh God, I love it. Rap about finance. That's the reason I even make music about it. Not just because I love music, but it's they can see that
be rapping about marketing. Let's talk about that.
He made me go home and throw my brain.
Think about
what did he do? Hadouken.
I mean, like
a Street Fighter punch, bro.
No, he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded. Like deep down inside, he know you can't fake.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Ace Billions here with the Billionaire Mafia podcast, where we all about leveling up your mindset and your money game. I got some great guests with me. I'm super excited. We talking about financial literacy. We talking about investing, everything that you need to know to grow. I'm gonna first introduce my girl Jay. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what you do and where you from.
Hey everybody, I am from Indiana originally. Dr. Jameelah Wilkerson, founder and CEO of The Hype magazine and author of Ignite Your Life. And that's 10 steps to success in business, self-esteem to entrepreneurship. So I'm just excited to be here.
Nice. What about you, Jay? Tell us about yourself.
I'm the other Jay.
JJ?
No. My first name's Jason. If you're trying to find me on the social, it's just a variation. So @ just a variation spelled all the way out. And basically, I'm actually in finance. So I actually help people with investments, with insurances, specifically life insurance and health insurance, and just putting that whole plan together, right? The main thing also is I do music, so I actually rap about what I'm preaching. So,
okay.
And I make beats and I do all that stuff too. So when you say, "Hey, jack of all trades and a master of none," I'm the jack of some trades and a master of them. So, yeah, we'll go with that. But thanks for having this today.
Of course. Yeah. So today I'm gonna just start off. I just want to talk about what actually inspired y'all to start in the financial world and motivate so many people as y'all do.
Okay, you want to go first?
Sure. Basically I got started because I started looking at the world from a different lens. Ever since I was younger, first of all, let's address it. We probably grew up with parents that were working hard, working jobs, and they came home and they maybe weren't the happiest. They were probably tired and angry, or a combination, right? And I wanted to be able to help them, my parents specifically. I wanted to help them not have to work. So that's one reason why I'm trying to build something big. But I took it to a bigger level, right? I noticed that there's a lot of people out there that do make all the money. And I wasn't going to say, oh, well, I was just born on the wrong side of the tracks. I was like, no, what are they doing? Maybe I could do that too. Third is I feel like the world would be a better place if people had more money. Now, I should probably be specific. If the good people had more money, right? Because money just amplifies who we are inside. Exactly. Because we are doing what we do with money, right? So if you're a good person, you do better things with money. If you're a bad person, you're probably going to be even more of a bad person with the money because that money allows you to do whatever you want inside, right? So I had to follow that money trail. And the way that I followed that money trail was through the financial industry. And Ace, you remember me, I was in banking before, right after our school days. But yeah, basically I worked in banking. Then, that whole thing of trying to, you have to have experience to get experience and that whole thing, the cliche. I just followed it. So I was like, okay, I got to go from this to that. I got to go from this to that. And I just followed it. Eventually it was the people who knew about how money worked. And not just the simple, hey, put money in an account, let it grow. But, okay, what is everyone else doing? And then how do I be different than everyone else to be even better than everyone else? Right. So that's kind of what I dug into, and I worked in multiple industries.
What you specialize in now?
A lot of insurance and investments.
Okay.
When I say investments, I have to be very specific, but not too specific. So the traditional investment industry, right? Your stocks, bonds, mutual funds, traditional assets. Don't get me wrong, there's ways to build wealth outside of that industry and the alternative financial industry, like real estate. There's all these different things. I mean, there's crypto, there's, real estate based assets. You can make money off of other people's debt. There's so many different ways. I'm in the regulated side, a lot higher regulated side. And then also the life insurance side, I do that, and health insurance too.
Okay, what about you? What inspires you?
Coming from nothing inspires me. Definitely.
That's big.
I started the Hype magazine when I was 22, and I didn't really understand the funding side. You know, how to get money. You know, how to grow money. So I've done a lot of struggling to build a brand with my own money. You know, it comes in, but if you don't have that extra cushion, it's kind of like a boundary of how far you can take your brand. So a couple of years ago, I started thinking. I said, "Wait a minute, something has to shift. My mindset has to shift. Something has to shift, and then I need to process and understand the financial world a little bit different because that's where everything flows.
Right.
You know, so this last couple of years, it's been crazy because the entertainment industry it stops in the winter. It stops during certain times going into the summer. It just slows down. So that means everybody's stuff slows down.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you know what? What do we have in our arsenal? What's another passive income or another wealth building strategy that can hold us through the hard times
All right.
when the entertainment industry slows down? So that's what this call that I'm doing is all about. I do a weekly call. It's called a 30-day challenge. It's really every 30 days, self versus self, you should advance in life. So I bring mentors on the call. I bring people in just to motivate and to give people information on how to leverage their portfolios or get more assets. You know, right now we're working on wholesale real estate. We're working on tax liens. We're working on
those alternative assets I
yeah,
was just talking about. All
everything.
the stuff that I'm not going to say, she'll be able to say.
Yeah. So, you know, and I'm working on getting my
1, 2
insurance
points.
license just because I need to understand the other side. So I'm processing the hustle side of it because I understand business.
Right.
But
Right.
you got to process the financial side of it, and it's a whole nother ball game on how those things mesh and how you elevate them and how you grow them. So that's what I'm on right now. I'm just wanting to help as many people as possible. I'm like, if I help 1,000 people, I put about $400 million in our direct network, and now we can circulate wealth. You know, that's where we at.
So,
I like that.
So speaking about that, like, could you give us a strategy on like how you leveling up your finances right now?
My strategy is land and EV charging stations. So that's my strategy right now.
Okay, tell us more about that.
They said they need about another 200,000 to 300,000 stations in the next 4 years, and I figured at least I need to have 5.
And I was actually doing some research on that. Like, so how does a EV station actually like make money?
I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's just like a vending machine. Really, you're just getting out energy.
Right.
So,
do people
know.
pay like by the hour, or is it?
Yeah, they're gonna. Some stations vary, so everything is different. And depending on how your model is, you can leverage a lot of different things as well around it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you still have like a traditional gas station. You got to go in and buy products. You know, you got to buy oil. You got to, you got merch. I guess that would be your thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Without telling my whole plan.
I like it. Yeah,
Right.
you was holding something back right there. I like it. But so tell us about you. Give me a strategy that that you're using right now, kind of to level up either your clients or yourself.
Yeah, so let me see which one I want to choose because, again, without giving my whole hand, right? You're talking about more on like the wealth building side or helping other people?
Like all in when it comes to investments, any business strategies that you got that can help out the audience.
Yeah. Let's talk about the business strategy. I don't want to go into the realm of financial planning and all that. I don't want to get dinged for that, right? So, because I am regulated, right? So, on the wealth building side, yeah, you can easily build through traditional investments, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, all that. But, one of the things that I had looked into was actually being an investor into other people's businesses, right? Being able to help them get ahead and in return being able to own a percentage share, even if it's not much. But if I do this times how many different businesses, I can make my money through the volume of how many people I've helped.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention how much network each of them has. Now I'm expanding my network over and over. Right. So, one of the goals here, just like you, is to be a billionaire, but I just have mine to be at a certain age. And part of that's going to be through being a venture capitalist, right? So how can I find these struggling businesses or people that are aspiring to be somebody and help them, they have their day-to-day work they got to do to provide for their bills. Can I find a way to fund that so that way they can focus wholeheartedly in their business, and in return I get a certain percentage back? And then in the contract that I'm going to write, I'm going to make sure that, if let's say they're with the rise of social media, let's use them for example, right? They have their social media Instagram handle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they get sponsorships, I want a cut of that too, right? So inside of it, it's like, hey, we're gonna negotiate. If I'm helping you, you're gonna help me, but you're gonna keep the majority of the return, and you got funded. So why am I the bad guy? No, I'm the good guy because I made sure that you could follow your dreams, but at the same time, I'm getting rewarded for it. But you're keeping the lion's share of it. But I'm just gonna do this process multiple times over and over again with other people, and I'm gonna get a little piece of it until eventually I hit my billions.
Yeah.
So.
And we're like yin and yang because I'm getting people prepared for someone like you.
Oh, okay.
So when they come over there, you don't have all the woes of, dang, your credit score is not dope. You don't understand the basic finance. You don't understand this and that. How can you invest in someone that doesn't even have their portfolio in order? So my people will be able to come over to someone like you, packaged up and ready, and you'll be able to smile and say, I feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, perfect. I'm glad that I got to meet you today.
Yep.
So.
That's the connection right there.
Absolutely.
I like to see. So going through y'all process and building y'all businesses, each have a personal brand. What would y'all say like the biggest, the most important thing is to building your personal brand in the financial industry?
You want to go first or?
It's really a lot of it is the network, knowing the right people, knowing the good people. Let's put it there because you can know a lot of people, but they might. Yeah, they just might be crazy or off the chain. So when you meet people that can actually provide results, it makes your life a lot easier. So if I can pick the phone up and call you and say, yo, and I have this person that needs your service and you execute it, it makes me look great. So it's just the network and the people who can fulfill the opportunity for someone.
Yeah. How would you say?
I'd probably have to agree the network, but if I could add to that, basically the network, because it's that that saying perception is reality. Well, there's a limit to that, right? They can perceive you, but then when they see your follow through, are you actually following through? So what's the right word? Maybe consistency.
Absolutely.
So network and consistency, let's put it that way.
Okay.
Network and consistency. So if you have the network, you got to do the right actions, but you also have to be consistent because it's not going to happen right away. Right. There's a reason why you guys heard that saying where basically the A students end up working for the C students. You seen that?
Yep, that's how it goes.
Yeah, basically the reason the A students end up working for the C students because the C students already know that something's not going to work 100% of the time right away. You got to keep working at it, and they're already used to not getting it right away. So that's why it's okay for them. Yeah. For the A student, they were trained that if they didn't get 100%, that they're a failure. But in business, what do we know? A 2% conversion, we're high-fiving and having fun. 2% conversion, but if you're 2% conversion on a test as a student, well, you're a failure. You're not smart. You're something else. I don't want to offend anybody, but that's how they view it. So that's the reason why a lot of A students end up working for the C students.
Right. And the A students are analytical thinkers.
And unfortunately, I was an ABC student. I was all three. You
like
and you got the C students. They be drifted off with all the ideas and stuff. But it like I said, it's the yin to the yang.
I was the guy that everybody copied off of, but then at the same time, I had my own ideas. So that was weird.
Oh, well, you winning. You winning then.
Trying.
That's what
I have a hard time taking direction from people, but I'm like, this is a vibe right now. I'm good.
Hey, I love it. So what y'all think the best form of investing is right now in this time in 2024 as a young entrepreneur? I'm trying to get up in life. I'm trying to level my life up.
Wow.
What's my first investment? I only got $100 or maybe $1,000 to invest. Where should I invest that money at?
I got one word: yourself.
Amen. Self.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Even if you had that kind of just $100, right? And you're like, okay, where'd I put it? Well, I would say yourself, but how do you invest in yourself? And some people don't want to read. Well, okay, just hold on to that 100, wait for opportunity, but then still be able to watch YouTube videos and look up stuff. Now, keep in mind, all these videos here, they're all trying to sell you something. So if you can get the message without being sold, you're good.
Yeah.
Plus, there's another free resource called pdfdrive.com where you can basically get any PDF that you can think of. Just find it there. You don't have to buy the book yet. Now, if you want the hard copy of the book, there's that $100 that I got. I don't have to buy a new copy. I can go to Amazon, pay for the used version, which is like literally cents on the dollar. Now I can get 10 books instead of 3.
Right. On that topic, buy my course. I'm gonna leave the link in the bio. Tap in.
Buy everything. We all got something.
Financial illiteracy.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, tell me about you. What would be your first or your best advice for somebody that's young, got $100 to $1,000 to invest?
Well, since I started the hype with $1, my advice is $100 is a lot more than what I had to start my brand.
Tell us about that.
So I mean, $100. I wish I had $100, but you just figure out a way to make that $100 work. Okay. For me, my dollar started off with printing my first colored copy at a Kinko's and having everybody that had corporate jobs and to print me free copies on the black and whites 4x4s, and I threw an event. So I didn't have to pay the event until the day of. So I just got all my ticket sales and hustled, made like $4 or $5 grand, and then I flipped it. That's how I flipped $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can do your little matinee, your little game night, card party. Somebody want to do something, but it's just a grind. So I'm never going to sit around and ponder on how $100 is going to work for me. I'm going to just make it happen. I'm going to go out and turn that $100 into something else.
Yeah.
Resourcefulness.
You can still mow lawns now. It's so me. I mean, somebody asked me when COVID hit. They said, "Jay, you stressed out?" I said, "No, fool. I know how to mow lines, bro. Like if I got to get out here and mow lines, collect cans, I'm gonna do it all. What we gotta do?"
Yeah, there was something online. It was like, COVID really helped the entrepreneurs come out.
Yeah.
If you can't figure out how to be an entrepreneur, then keep working worker bee.
I mean, when you got time,
I was like, wow.
You better learn
you got
something.
Yeah, you got.
You better get some
either
type
you got
of
money or you got
certification.
time. You can't have both.
Unless you get both and you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it's a simple process, but really, like I said, it's just about growing your money, and it's point A to point B. But to grow $100, it's still gonna take patience. And if you don't have patience, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Everybody wants stuff instantly. And the TV, the reality shows, all of these things have really changed people's mindset on. They thinking that it's this and that, and it's not.
That's perfect.
It's TV. It's still TV. It's still scripted TV.
So tell me more about that, like the mindset that you gotta have, not even just in like the finance world, but just like overall as an entrepreneur. What would you say like the mindset that you have to have, or the mindset that you had to develop throughout your process?
Well, the first thing that I had to do is I had to stop comparing myself to someone else's opportunity.
Right.
Like, have you ever woke up and you seen somebody, you be like, dang, they lit. You might see them in a Ferrari, but you don't realize that that's somebody else's Ferrari. They just jumped in and took the picture real quick. Exactly. It looked awesome. So a lot of people, they get discouraged from visual things, not realizing what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
So I try to tell people all the time, your reality is what you doing for you. That's why our call is self versus self. You're not in competition. Because if you make something a competition and you're not patient, you're going to hit the wall every time because you're going to miss every mark. You're going to miss every opportunity and every offering because it's not enough for you ever,
That's real. And like that, like you said, like social media right now is definitely one of the biggest causes of depression. People starting to look at other people's life instead of looking at their own, not being present in their own life.
Oh, yeah.
And comparing is the ultimate destroyer of success. Because like as long as if you're not focused on, you focus on everything outside of yourself, that's usually what like really kind of like deters you from your own well-being and your own leveling up process. So
yeah.
What about you? What would you say like the mindset that you have to take in?
You know what? For me, it was actually realizing that adults are going to do what adults are going to do.
Right.
I grew up a little different where if you said you were going to do something, you were going to do it. Right. If you said you were going to commit to an appointment, you were going to be there.
Right.
And so when I first got into business, I was like, oh, this is a piece of cake. Let me just, at least they can tell me no right away. But then I would set the appointment, not realizing that people would, get me off the phone and ghost me. So, I had
That's
to realize.
some tough skin, huh?
Well, yeah. So actually, in my fiance's phone, she has me under J Rhino because if you ever look at a rhinoceros' skin, it takes a special tool to cut through it because it's so thick. So that's my name under that. But for that reason, all I've ever done for the past how many years is in business. I mean, we got to text, we got to call people, we got to email people, and set appointments. There's different businesses out there, but with the type of business that I'm in, at least for me, there has to be human interaction, so I have to set appointments. My inventory is not how much supply I got. My supply is technically how many appointments I can get. How many people do I have in my inventory that I can set appointments with? And now that's my inventory. That's my actual inventory.
Yep.
You know, if I'm not in front of people, I'm not making money, with the exception of the residual I have coming in.
I like that.
That's it. Like,
That's
I need
what
them.
you created.
Yeah. So basically, you know, if I want to eat, you know, I gotta sell some more, right? I'd love for it to be automated, but you know, in the kind of industry that I'm at the same time, I don't think that robotic stuff or all that stuff. I don't really think. Yeah, automation. I don't really think that it can necessarily full on take over. There's little parts and bits and pieces that it can, but understanding human emotion, understanding, you know, human psychology, that's something that I don't think that technology will ever get right.
What about sales? How important is that to
the sales?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you need to have sales to eat, but you also there's a saying, it's working on your business, not in your business. And I'm trying to get to that point where I'm working on my business instead of in my business.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about sales, what the sales allows me to do is all that revenue, you know, minus the expenses. I'll probably create a little bit more expenses as an investment, which is, you know, marketing. How can I market to where more people are seeing, okay, he's not like everybody else. He's not like every other advisor saying the same exact thing with the same exact message, with the same exact tonality, with the same exact dressed up, whatever they're doing. That's the reason why I decided to, you know, rap about finance. That's the reason I make music about it, not just because I love music, but it's they can
like
see
you
the
should
passion.
be rapping about marketing. Let's talk about that.
I don't know enough about marketing
let's
for
talk
that.
about marketing.
This is the marketer right there. You know.
Yeah, I
But
like it.
no, you just have to find a way to make yourself unique from everyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's just so that way you can stick out. But at the same time, you don't want to come across in what's that 4-letter S word that we all think is evil? Starts with an SC.
Not me. I love
Yeah,
that
exactly.
word.
I don't like that word
I
either.
love sales.
But everybody, including myself, is, you know, we all have our different levels of being cautious. So I have to make sure I'm hitting them in the right spots where they want to meet with me, but where it doesn't sound too good to be true, because I'm very clear. It's like, hey, it's not too good to be true. It's too good to be free.
Yeah.
What's your tactic or your technique when it comes to sales? 'Cause every
Hey,
business is
I done
it's a
broke down
requirement.
I done broke down a whole new strategy for sales, honestly. In the media business, everyone feels like they're great and you owe them something. So, Jay, I'm hot. Write up about me, sis. You know, this album is about to be platinum, you know. And so I talked to a guy a couple of months ago, and he called. And I said, you lit? He said, yeah. I said, you know, and I like the joke. So I said, so if you so lit and you die tomorrow, they still gonna make you pay for them obituary words, 50 cent a word, 75 cent a word.
I like it.
It don't matter how lit
Damn.
you are, they want their obituary money.
Facts.
They want it. They want their dollars. So I started to think to myself, I said, self, who do I owe? Who do I owe? I don't owe anybody. So now I changed the game up. So when people call me, it's amazing. I don't need a sales team for hype anymore. I thought I did. But when I came up with this method, it was awesome. And it's called the offering. So I've been hitting people with the flags. I want to get in the magazine. Awesome. What's your offering to me?
Yeah.
What do you have to give me? Now I don't have to sell you anything, because if you don't have an offering, here's the rate sheet.
Right,
Ironically, that's how I do my clients for
Yeah.
financial advising. I'm like, look, I understand you're trying to see what I can do for you. I'm still trying to see if you're the right client for me.
Yeah, it got to be a good fit.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where
have
it's
to
at with me.
qualify.
That's my sales tactic now. If you don't have anything to offer us and we can't leverage on it, then you have to pay for the service. Because when you go into Walmart, it is what it is. That toilet paper costs. You want some pencils. You want some pens. You're not negotiating with Walmart. You're just not. So I want people to respect my store, my merch department when they come in and they see these offerings. I'm like, hey, we can do the old school barter, but your stuff has to equal the value. Because what happens is you do these write-ups, you promote all these people, you help all these people, you teach them all these financial things. They never spend money with you. They grow, but they don't come back and say, thanks.
Right.
We appreciate it.
Have you ever had anyone ask you, like, hey, you know, I understand you know, I respect the hustle that you're doing. Is there anything that I could actually do for you to help you? Just because I know we can help each other. Has
Probably
anyone ever
like
done
counting
that?
them on these fingers, maybe within 20 years.
You're
because the society is an I thing.
Uh-huh.
It's weird, you know. So
Yeah.
when I call you, I'm looking at, listen, my opening conversation is, this is what I have. and your opening conversation is, this is what I have. If they don't mesh, we gonna get back to each other at another time. But you know what I have, and I know what you got.
Yep.
These new people, the new kids, I call them, they don't care. They just want what they want. It's like
entitlement.
Then they throw tangents.
Yeah.
I can't get in the magazine. Why?
Because like one of the, you know how you're talking about like being able to, what's in it for both of us, right?
It's not.
I've literally been, so one of the strategies, and I'm just going to briefly put this out there. I won't put in the whole thing, but basically I would call up realtors because they look for the same people that I look for.
Mm-hmm.
And I call them up. I'm like, hey, you know, can I help you and just maybe give you something to think about?
Right.
You know, maybe it'll put more commission in your pocket. Now, I'm going to be very upfront. What's in it for me is basically we're looking for the same people. But if they're already working with you, you made your money, you're happy, they're happy, I'm the next step in the process afterwards. Here's what you're looking for.
You're the protection guy.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, so, you know, they're looking for this. Maybe they're this age. Get them into this next house because, you know, their family grew up. They no longer need the space. They can use the proceeds of the first house, buy the next house. Now you got 2 commissions because you listed the home and sold them the home. Now you're happy. But what do they need? If they had any extra money that didn't fit in the sale of that new home, they're going to have to pay taxes on it. Well, that's where I can step in. On top of that, they might need life insurance and health insurance and everything else. I'd love to meet them. And I'll just be there conveniently at your closing.
Yeah. But you know what I've noticed about people? Their mental capacity goes so far.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you sit down and you try to explain to someone, there's tiers, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Wealthy people never stop making money. They're always finding out another way to make more money.
They're always thinking.
When you starting to work with people who are limited, they like, I'm good. I'm straight. I got it. I don't need your help. I got everything under control. Until you don't.
Yep.
So how do you simplify that?
You focus on people who want what you have to offer. That's how
simple as that.
I think I could add to that. If you find, so as client, if we're finding clients, yes, find the people that have what you want. Now, if you're trying to build your team and everything, so that way you can leverage your time a little bit better, find the other people that also want to be like you, you know, and then teach them how to be just like you.
Now, how do you find those people?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Pray.
That's one of them. That's one of them. I mean, you got to talk to people. You got to feel them out. Unfortunately, I can't say it's this formula or whatever for the analytical people. You know, you just kind of have to learn your way through life and learn how to read people. And to be honest, I'm still learning how. You know, there's times where I know they want to tell me to shut up. I'm sure, but you know, I keep going. So
you got to find people who have thick skin. Like, you know, my first time bringing in an assistant. / business development manager was with Nico, and I've been like really putting my foot on his neck. I know he's like, this is like talking to mom, this girl is crazy. But I'm giving him the ropes because some things, when things happen, you can't recover from it. So I'm showing him the ropes, like, listen, when something happens, you can't recover. So if you burn a bridge, you burn this person down and 10,000 other people because they're connected. And every time they hear your name, they're like, I don't want to work with them. I talked to him last week and it wasn't right. So we started off with those lessons. So he says, hey, I want to work under your wing. What I like about him was he's not so money driven to where he can't see the process. About the time we get through this process, he'll be a millionaire.
I like it.
You know why he'll be a millionaire? Because he's willing to stop and build the relationships and network and listen and learn and educate himself.
So a little bit of this and a little bit of this.
Everything. Yeah. So this is one of the first people in pretty much my whole time outside of my editor-in-chief and a couple other people, but on the marketing side of my life, this is the first person I've ever taken under my wing like this. And I'm actually talking to, letting them in the network, letting them leverage me as a person. I've never done this. Yeah. You know, and it was because I'm like, if he can take me saying what I have to say, then he can work with me.
Some hard coaching.
Yeah. And it's not rude, it's just direct. And it's like, hey, because you're going to deal with these other people who are direct, and you're going to have to learn how to be able to deal with them.
Yeah, I actually prefer direct. You know, it's funny. I always joke with the people from like the Northeast when I'm on the phone with them. Like, you know, I love people from the Northeast. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm from California, and nothing against Californians or even people on the West Coast, but you guys are just a little more honest, and you can take criticism, and you know, you don't get butthurt right away. Yeah. No offense to anybody on the, actually, no offense to you guys. No, I mean, like, I grew up in a generation where, well, I guess half my generation was sensitive, and the other half was like, stop being so sensitive. So I'm on the stop being so sensitive part. You know, I might say something that you're not gonna like, but maybe you need to hear it because you're being a certain way. You know, so
Yeah.
now if you didn't know, that's one thing, ignorance, right? You just didn't know. But if you're repeatedly being that way and you've been told already, then there's a problem. So.
And
Yeah.
constantly being told.
What's some of the best piece of advice that you guys have gotten, or even like the worst piece of advice that y'all have gotten from someone or another entrepreneur? Y'all have mentors?
I do actually, per industry. Per industry, I do have mentors. But from previous mentors, I've heard just do what everyone else is doing. That's like the worst one.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then ironically, the best piece of advice,
Well, yeah, that's
was like-
definitely that's the one right there.
Okay.
the best piece I've heard was differentiate yourself from everyone else.
Right.
So that way you actually have a better proposition is one thing, but also you're positioning yourself, right?
Right.
In a way that other people won't. Everybody else is talking about it, all this other stuff. What is the one thing or a couple things that you can really nail down on? And if it really matters to that person, how do you, instead of having a shotgun approach, you have a very sniper-like approach where it's just specifically, this is who you're looking for, this specific targeted person, and what matters most to them, because they will actually be your best client, and they'll give you the least amount of headaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. What about you? What's the best and the worst?
The best advice I got was early on. I had went into a meeting with SCORE, and it was an old grumpy guy, Ralph. He was my SCORE manager. You know, they're all old and retired. And he was
Them
like,
Ralphs.
he said, this plan will never work. He said, because I wanted to start a youth center. I had my big plans. I was going to start this massive youth center to help the
Big
world,
plans.
right? It just never worked. You don't have enough power. I said, what do you mean? I got people. He said, no, you don't have enough power. And
That's
I was
crazy.
like, what is power?
What did he mean by that?
So he said, you need to start businesses where people need you and you don't need them.
Damn.
So I got into it. I started the process. I said, well, everybody needs everybody. He said, not if you learn every aspect of your business. If you learn every aspect of your business, you don't need anybody. You just need you. And then when you duplicate you, it's one or two people, not a whole staff. So I started to learn every aspect of the Hype magazine. I design it still to the day. People like, I love the design. Great, I do it. I love the website. Awesome, I do that too. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
can write my own pieces. If I had to weed out my whole team, no offense to the team, I wouldn't need a team because I had built the business to streamline itself. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was power. He says you have to create enough relationships and respect to where you can start a non-for-profit because no one cares.
Yeah.
And I said, wow.
That's real.
I mean, that was a little harsh, but he came 10 toes down. Basically, in so many words, he set his pen down. And you know, when somebody nod their head down in a little bit and they start doing something else, that kind of mean get out. So that was the meeting. He's like, yeah. Took a deep breath and he put his head down, and I was like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
power, start a business. Boom, and that.
Drop the gems on you.
I mean, he didn't drop the gems. He gut punched me. He made me go home and throw my plans in the trash.
think about
What do you do?
Like,
Hadouken?
Sometimes, I mean, like
A Street Fighter punch, bro.
Sometimes it take that, like, for somebody to kind of just knock you off course, for you to really just look back at and look at what you're doing from a outside perspective. Like,
For
I got to
real.
take a step back every now and then. And somebody got to knock me there sometimes. And sometimes it'll be like, I don't know how many people is religious, but sometimes God will take you out of situations and make you look at the situation from a higher point of view.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dang, like you had to really pull me.
Absolutely.
I really had to be
Absolutely.
thrusted to understand where I was in life and where I was going. Cause
Yep.
like, I swear, like it's been times, like even in these recent times where you be so zoned out at what you want, like you miss the whole like meaning and process of what you're supposed to be doing. Like, what's your actual
Yeah.
purpose? Do y'all believe in like you guys' purpose, or like having a purpose fulfilled business?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me more about that.
I mean, what you just said, you get so stuck on what you want, the blessings is flowing. It's like he threw you an olive branch and you totally chopped the tree down.
Right.
Because you want what you want, like you said. So that's why I said patience.
Patience is,
and having a plan, because once you put that plan and strategy in place, first of all, if it's not running smooth, it's not meant for you.
Right.
People like, I'm going through so much.
So forcing it, like,
but I'm like, you're going through so much because it's not your plan.
Right, exactly.
And 9 times out of 10, these people are using someone else's plan. Like he said.
Yeah, do what everybody else is doing.
That's what the advice is. And then when they try to do it, it's like, you can't do what I do. You don't have the same personality. You don't have the same contacts. You don't have the same drive.
And you could do that. Like right now, at this point with social media, they giving you tips to do 5 different businesses in one video. Like you done, I done did YouTube automation with the with the successful, with the affirmation videos. I done did like the affiliate. No, because I wasn't passionate about it. Like,
but not only passionate, they gave you one snippet of the plan.
Yeah, then you get to that point to where like, dang, what do I do next?
Isn't that what I said earlier? I was like, just keep in mind, guys, you can look on YouTube and find something, but just make sure you get as much information as you can without buying it.
You're gonna get lost if you don't start looking
inside and
other people looking at your like what you really like you're good at, what your skills are, and then start applying it, because you'll get lost, bro. Like this is a lost society. Because it's too much information.
Yeah,
you overload it with information and overload it with these different tactics on how to build businesses and
business idea, guys. You get all the different pieces of information and connect it and simplify it. No, that's just more information.
Easiest way to build a business is find
how long did it take you to do insurance? How long you been doing this?
I did that. I got into it in 2016 for insurance.
So 2016, it's 2024, right? So this is what you see on YouTube. Yeah, become an insurance broker today. Get your license, right?
Yep.
And it may take you a week to get your license. It may take you a week.
Yeah.
But they can't sit in the same room as you with a week's worth of. I have my insurance license. You have 7 days worth of information. Mm-hmm. This guy has over 6 years of hands-on experience.
Right.
So when you're sitting there looking online for little opportunities, hands-on experience is gonna win.
Yeah.
Then they told you they made $1,000, $1 million, but then they drive in the bucket.
Yep.
You get to their city, they can't come pick you up.
Yep.
Yep.
Why are you laughing so hard?
Because he done had it happen to him.
Yeah, oh man.
He done had it happen to him. So people are selling you entertainment.
Yeah.
And people are forgetting this. Like, these people are entertainers. They're selling you an opportunity. It's a click funnel.
Yep.
Right? But then you get to these people's house, they got one couch.
Crazy.
They got one table. You've been there. You've been to the big houses with
funnel.
one couch.
Everything
and one
a click funnel now.
Yeah, it's just a click funnel.
It's just to get your attention and get you to buy.
And then here you are, a millionaire. I can feel it. You done made $1 million. You know why? Look at you.
I'm a millionaire. It's just delayed in my bank account. I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, right. So
it's when almost there. It's not...
You can always tell a millionaire because they don't flash out.
Oh God!
Look at this guy.
I'm simple and subtle.
You know what I'm saying? So
the only thing that matters for me is that my family's taken care of. We got food on the table, and I got a studio room. I'm good.
Yeah, and that's why you got money.
Touch these M's, baby.
See what I'm saying? But then you got people that you meet,
that's what we
and
doing.
They have all these crazy, different, this coat cost me $20,000.
They wearing that whole network.
Was this Boiler Room, the movie?
Yeah, and they watches be $200,000-$300,000. I'm like,
and no, I can't I have to justify it. I guess for me, it's like, is it making you better?
No.
And is it, is whatever you're spending your money on, is it feeding you, making you better, or taking care of your family? That's how I look at it. So that's the reason I may not always buy the newest Jordans. I might buy one pair. I still haven't bought it, but I might buy one pair just to say I got it. But I'm not gonna be waiting in line.
Hey, I like Russell Simmons, his same little outfit. That's why I'm always in my little black jackets. I got like 340 black jackets, 3-4 the same pair of shoes.
I dress like him on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
literally a t-shirt, and then just
like,
bring up this, bring up that.
It's not that serious.
Yeah.
I like the numbers. I'm a numbers man. I like my bank account to look like it's supposed to. That's what's fulfilling to me.
Just make sure your bank account doesn't look like a phone number.
As long as I could take care of my family, not just my family from right now, but
Generations.
Like,
Yep.
$1,000 on a shirt.
I could spend $1,000 on a dinner, but like
Is that bringing you in clients, bro?
I wouldn't. But, like that's still like, nah. I feel like it's a better. Right now, I'm at a point where I'm content, not content, but I'm happy with just being with good people. My whole goal is to build meaningful relationships, and meaningful experiences, and the money and stuff. Like it's good for my security and be able to travel and be able to live life and experience life how I want to experience it. But materialistic stuff, as long as I got property, I got businesses that's consistently bringing in cash flow. Like I don't really, the clothes and stuff they don't really make a man.
Yeah,
like it's just not my thing. I
lessons
like cars. I ain't. I like whips. I like
just make sure you get the appreciating
I like
ones.
I like hopping on jets and stuff like that. But that's just an experience to me.
Yeah,
Can't experience these clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just wear my brands, bro. Like I'd rather invest in like the clothes that I wear to put my logo on it, like so that when everybody see what I stand for consistently, like I'm a walking billboard for my brands and for my businesses. So that's what I value.
Yep.
When it comes to that type of stuff.
I'm not in the button up. I sure got a hype shirt on. It's got to be either or. That's my wardrobe.
I didn't get to wear my hoodie today, but I made one called Investments
throw
and
that
Chill,
on next
like
time,
Netflix
man.
and Chill, in the same font.
Investments and chill.
Investments and
I
Chill.
need one of them shirts.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah,
I'll see if I can get one out.
Are you guys are y'all businesses? Because I know there's a spiritual like driving force when it comes to certain businesses, and there's like an analytical, like a logical, financial driving force that happens within a business. What's y'all spiritual and what's y'all financial drivers?
Well, on the analytical financial drivers, it's when I calculate numbers, they make sense. The part where I have to be spiritual about it is because there's always the variable of the unknown, right? I don't know if, even though, let's say my average for financial people is 10-3-1, set 10 appointments, 3 will show, and I'll end up doing 1 appointment, right? One sale will close, I should say, right? So essentially 10%. That's been proven multiple times, and in larger numbers you might get like 9 point whatever, but then have a like it's all over the place. But for the most part, 10-3-1.
Right.
And yeah, there's a science behind it, but the faith comes through and the spirituality comes through in just the interactions of people.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can't calculate and force people to do what they're gonna do. We can't make them meet with us. We can always try our best to be better technically through skill set and everything to, let's say you set the appointment, you try to give them the out like 3 times, and that way finally they're for sure serious.
Right.
But all that does is just slim down the chances of them actually flaking. They could still flake. An emergency might happen. They're just human. They were tired, or maybe something came up, But that's where the spirituality has to come in. You have to be able to trust the process. As an analytical person, for all you people who made straight A's in school, you were told, hey, it's going to work this way if you just do this. It's not always that way in business. So that's why you have to have the spirituality in there, so that way, you have something to lean on. Right. It's not always your fault.
If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Yep.
Out here.
And so it's not always your fault. The only part that is your fault is that you didn't set more appointments.
Right.
That you didn't go and try to meet with more people. That's the only thing. But it's not your fault if they don't show up. That's their fault, not yours.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
What about you?
I lead everything through spiritual. Everything is energy for me.
I like that.
And what I do is like, I've even gotten to the point now where if you're engaged with me on social media, we following each other, I'm like, set a call.
Right.
'Cause I need to know who's in my network. I need to know who's following me, who's engaging. Next week I have about 60 calls.
Yeah.
And it's quick calls. Who are you? What you do? This is what I do. Okay, good. This is what I charge. This is what you charge. Okay. And if they want to rock with me, they will. And if not, we at least know the offering from both sides. Other than that, like, I don't really have a sales pitch. I'm not selling you anything. You know that we have these packages, and we know you as a brand or an artist, you need them. Mm-hmm. So we're here whenever you're ready. So I just get on the line, introduce myself, and you can rock out or not, And then from my financial stuff, it's let me help you first, and then we can make money together. So
I like that.
get all your stuff together and everything, and then we can sit down once everything comes together. Because I look at it as a lead system, right? So right now, my first pocket of people, I had 700 people on my call last year. I got 100 people over 700 credit score. Those people are prepped and ready. So now going into the new year, I got 100 people that are ready to start building out their portfolios and start making money. Well, I'm going to make money with them because they need me to help them. They need people like him that I bring into the call. Boom. So I know that with these 100 people who I helped last year, I'm going to make money with them this year. Well, I help another 1,000, 300 bang out. 2026, I got 300 more people that's doing these big financial projects. Well, real estate, they doing this, that, and the other. Boom. So everybody's like, Jay, it's weird. You can be charging for your calls. You could be. I could be, but God said if I don't help people with the plan, it's not gonna work for me.
Value.
So I'm helping everybody first, and then it's gonna come back to me.
I believe
that's just my way.
I feel it. Yeah,
I don't knock no one else's way. Let's build a click funnel. Build a click funnel for what?
Yeah.
I don't want to sell anything. I want people to actually have something to spend with me. Don't take them
it's
out
a different type of quality of person, too.
Yeah, I don't want your $20. Yeah. I don't want
It's
that.
a different type of quality of customer, quality of person that you're dealing with, that you're bringing into your brand, that you actually engaging with. Because it seems like with both of y'all businesses, y'all actually are engaging with y'all people. Mm-hmm. And, like, you get those people that do the click, like the quick click or, like, the low start and barrier start.
Yeah.
Like, those are the people that usually fall off fast and they're not really serious.
And you never get human interaction. You're looking at all these computers and pre-recorded stuff, and you're not. I want these people to feel my energy.
Yeah.
Well, I could add to this. Basically, anybody who's ever spent money on a course and, to make money online, what happens is, well, not all the time, but a lot of the time what happens is you become a lead, which then gets sold to a marketing company that sells you more stuff.
The twist.
Yeah. It's basically bait and switch. And how do I know? Because I worked in that other side that was selling stuff before. So
you was one of them?
Yeah. Basically selling coaching, right? So, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the majority of people aren't going to follow through just because they're not wired to do it, because ever since we were caveman days, we were made for safety, so we want to be comfortable. But then there's the few of us who actually want to be uncomfortable, and being comfortable being uncomfortable, so we can actually be better, get ahead, help more people, make more money, take care of our families.
And they betting on all the lazy people to buy the ClickFunnels because they know they're not going to use it, so they know they're not going to have to engage. Sad to say, for all the lazy people, think about all the products and stuff you done bought in the last year. If you're not using them, it's because you're lazy. Hate to say it. Because it's nothing to replace.
Preach.
It's nothing to replace that time to read and really process your stuff with another activity that you do. You got to turn up. Well, turn up with that reading. Like when I first started Hype, I'd be in the club reading my stuff. What you doing, Jay? Studying? Turn up. What's up?
That's how you know how.
People think I'm that way too. I'm over here reading an investment book, trying to okay.
Yeah.
It's karaoke. I'm Filipino, so we do karaoke. I'm over here reading.
Are
you gonna sing? I will in just a little bit. Hold on.
That's what
All right, put on the Michael Jackson. I'll sing it.
And then you right back to your thing.
Yeah, I'm back to my thing right afterwards.
Spades. I'm still processing stuff, but I'm taking in this information because sometimes how it just hits you. Because you'll be sitting there, man, and that stuff will just hit you, and you'll come up with.
I don't know where you're like, whoa.
And you just got to stop and start processing.
Your brain process.
I've literally had to tell people, hey, hold on.
Just 1 minute.
I got something. Let me type this down. I don't want to forget it. Hold on. I know you have a thing.
Yeah.
All right, what was that? Oh, you forgot? Should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
I say my biggest, my spiritual driver and my business driver would be peace and profits.
I like that.
I want to build an organization that's organized. We usually build these things that are just so chaotic and just so put together weekly, on a weak foundation that they fall fast, a house of cards in a way. I want to build something with good people. I want to build something that's strong, that's long lasting, and that has structure. And to me, that's peaceful to me. Something I can have that work-life harmony in, where I'm still family with the people that I'm doing business with.
Absolutely.
And I want to be able to make profits. If my bottom line don't match my input, if my income don't match my output, I just don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because you can have fun, you can live life, you can be happy, and you can make a lot of money. But people usually get into things just to make money, and they end up being unhappy. And I won't settle for that. You know what I mean?
If I can go deeper, the reason I even got into the investment side too, from a young age, I saw my grandpa. Now he just passed away right before Christmas, but he was like, "Hey, you see that? Grandpa watches this because it's the stock market." So I kind of got into investments. A couple reasons for him. One of them was to prove him wrong because he said, "Oh, you need to go and be a doctor to make money." No, I don't. But second, he's like, go if you invest your money, then you find a way to invest your money properly. You don't have to work again. So that's in addition to what I had said earlier.
Right.
But it's just like the same thing like you were saying. It's just, we got to be in something that lasts. Right?
Absolutely.
And being able to invest your money, being able to invest in yourself, being able to be better. And yeah, basically it's just a whole thing.
Yeah. And I like your peace and profits, and that's
good.
That's what, like, this whole Ignite Your Life, the 30-day challenge stuff that we're doing, that's really what it's going to bring, peace and profits. Let me tell you why. Because everyone on the phone is learning the same thing at the same time. We're going through the process as a team. No one's getting left behind. The only way you're going to get left behind is if you don't apply yourself. The information is there. Everybody's sharing information. So do you know how it is to be in a really bad situation and you're on top and you got all these people around you that have nothing? They tend to want to hurt you. They tend to want to steal from you. They tend to want to lie on you.
Right.
But when you got everyone in the room that's up, we just embracing each other.
That's
it's
a
like,
good
man, you
energy
made another
too.
$1 million a day.
Yeah.
Woo, good.
The winning room. The winning room.
The winning room.
Yeah, that's what
so
the room
if you
gotta
just
be
build
in.
a bunch of people around you that's a winner, like it was crazy. One of my people, and he'll probably get offended when he sees this, but he's really like big in the industry. So go in his establishment and see the person who's keeping everything going in the studio, sleeping in the studio, offended me.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. I couldn't process it. That you're here, you're on TV, you got all these things going on, but the person that's helping you every day, grinding for you, is sleeping in the studio, cold, dirty area. I couldn't understand it.
Gotta take care of your people.
And I'm like, wow, for me, I'm like, okay, if my people aren't settled, what do I gotta go out of my way to figure out how to get them settled. They're grown now. I can't take care of them. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the opportunity. What's the opportunity? So, like, to be a part of the Hype Magazine team, everybody has to have a 700 credit score or better. Or you just can't be here.
That's real.
Because you're now going to be the person that we worry about. The person that's going to stab us in the back, cut us down.
The one that ain't eating.
The one because you're unhappy.
Yeah.
So the first thing we do is say, hey, get that credit straight.
Yeah.
So if you do need something, you don't have to call anybody to borrow anything.
That's real.
You know?
And that's what happens. That's what the Billionaire Mafia is all about, for real. It's like building up that community, connecting everybody that's
I'm
on
about
the
to get my
like
Billionaire Mafia shirt.
Let's do it. I got some.
How do I
for
get
you,
one
too.
of those?
Yeah, I got some.
You got a
for
link that goes in the bio?
But that's what it's all about. It's like we talk about investing, we talk about finances, we talk about financial literacy, we talk about entrepreneurship, but it's really about that building that organization. Like the Mafia was one of the biggest organized situations.
Absolutely.
Like they brought people from different places. Like us as colored people, we look at they organization admiring that. How you colored, you still colored, you good, you're a minority,
light skin, all right.
That Philippine,
minority of the
that
majority.
I'm light skinned,
But
guys.
but yeah, that's what it was all about. They was like the building something from nothing.
Yeah.
Like we all came from the dirt. We all came from places where struggled and faced obstacles, and we chose to continue to build, to use our resources, to create, to network, and to come together and prosper. So, and that's what this is all about. I wanted to sit down with everybody, especially with y'all, because y'all are some big financial experts for real, if y'all want to put it out there. But I definitely want to
Very
sit
flattering.
Yeah.
Very flattering.
I'm like, I'm
with
still a
y'all,
baby
so,
compared to most.
I'm
But
still a baby too.
yeah, because there's some people in the game 50, 60 years.
I mean, the wealth management firm that I'm with, of course, due to compliance, I won't say their name, but we have NFL players on our roster, and so it's like,
Don't talk
That's
about
the-
it. You don't want to get.
that's the reason I'm
primed.
not saying, but that's the reason I say I'm a baby, because I never said they were my clients. They belong to other advisors I work with. So,
Right.
it's like, I'm gonna just say NFL, keep it very general. But I'm a baby. And as you said, you're a baby, but we got growing to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially if we're gonna get to our billions.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how does one become a part of this billionaire mafia crew?
Man, just subscribe. Join my community. We got a community with the Billionaire Mafia Facebook group. Y'all can tap in with that. But really, just be about something. Be wholeheartedly a good person. You know what I mean? Like, come with the intentions to grow, and not just grow for yourself, but grow the people around you.
Yeah.
And just tap in with me, because we building every day. We got entrepreneurs that are in the real estate game. We got financial, like people that's in insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
We got people that are millions and billionaires right now that we sitting down with, talking to, and like just sharing game. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So,
you already got a Facebook group?
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna build one for the call, but we might just join yours.
Okay, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I'm gonna join it.
We might as well. There's no need to start a fresh one.
Link
if
in
you
my
already,
bio.
we can just build it on out.
I'm gonna borrow some stuff I learned in there for a YouTube video.
Yeah, you gonna yeah. It's copyright.
And don't get us wrong. We're
trademarking
not knocking. We're not knocking the ClickFunnels game. We're not knocking that at all. What we're trying to say, because that's a great moneymaker. So I don't want anybody to be like, Jay's attacking the ClickFunnel people. That's not true. What I'm saying is, people on the outside looking in, when they look at it, they feel like this is going to change their life, and they don't realize it's so much more to the process than just those 3-4 words, the video.
Yeah.
And they give you the ebook, awesome. But if you don't understand the compliance, you don't understand this, that, and the other, you're still just thinking. You know,
we're gonna call this episode "Value for Value."
Hey.
Love it. You got to give value to get value in this world.
Absolutely.
So bring it to the table. All right, I appreciate y'all. That's all the time we had today. Thanks for tuning in to the Billionaire Mafia. I appreciate you coming. Thank you. Thank you, man, for coming. We're going to keep this thing rolling.
Where you from?
I'm from San Bernardino.
Where you from? Let me see that shit now.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a West Coast
San
shade.
Bernardino, West Coast.
Know he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded. But deep down inside, he know you can't fade.